Today we're making almond milk, and you might say to yourself, why make almond milk? You could buy it in a store, it's not that expensive. Well, the stuff in the store does not taste as good as if you make it yourself. You will be amazed. Once you try it homemade, you won't even want to buy the stuff in the store anymore, even if it is fast and easy and cheap. But it is actually cheaper making it yourself, and it doesn't have all those additives. Now, I think there are some brands out there from what I hear that is just almonds and water. I'm sure you're paying an arm and leg for those. This is fast and easy, and it tastes great. So here we go. This is the same recipe I use in my hot chocolate recipe. If you want to check that out, there's a link on the screen and a link below. Now, all you'll need for this recipe today is a clean hands, because you will be touching these almonds a lot. You need a blender. It does not have to be a high-speed blender. Any blender will do. You'll need 1 cup of almonds that have been soaking overnight. Now, you just put enough water in there to cover the almonds, and you stick them in the fridge. You'll need a nut bag, which this is actually not a nut bag. It is a reusable produce bag, but the holes in here, I don't know if you can see, are pretty fine, and it does a good job straining the nuts. I will look from some nut bags on Amazon just in case you're really not sure what to buy. I'll put a couple links below. This I'm gonna use to strain the almonds and just kind of wash them. You'll need some jars to put the almond milk in. And I like to make my almond milk plain, no sweetener, no flavor or anything. However, if you want some add-ins, if you want to make it sweet, you can add a date or 2. You could also add some maple syrup or honey. I would say just a little bit, maybe a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon. Try out a little bit, taste it, and then you could always just mix it up a little bit more. You could also add vanilla extract if you like to have a vanilla flavor to your almond milk. So the first thing we're gonna do is rinse these out, or drain them and rinse them out and give them a little bit of a wash. And so let's go to the sink and do that. So here we have our almonds that have been rinsed. You will see that after you soak them, they actually kind of get bigger. There are some people who will sit here and take off all of the almond skins. I don't do that, and the almond milk is great. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna put 4 cups of water in your blender. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that really quick. So I have 4 cups of water, and I'm gonna put in my 1 cup of almonds. And this is where the magic happens. I'm gonna turn on my blender for about a minute. Now, if you don't have a high-speed blender, I'd go a little bit longer, about a minute and a half. All right, it's done. And I lied, you do need one more thing. You need something to strain it into. I like using my 4-cup measuring cup because it has a nice wide rim. Here we go, just go ahead and pour it in there. Here we go, it's getting to the point where there's not much left in here. And actually, if you are going to save your meal, you are actually gonna need one more thing. So what I do is I get a baking sheet and I go ahead and I spread it on the baking sheet and put it in the oven at 150 degrees for a couple hours. And it dries out. And then once it dries out, you could go ahead and put it in like a food processor or a blender or something, so it turns into a fine powder, and you have like an almond meal, almond flour. So when you go ahead and you make pancakes or cookies or whatever it is you want to make, you already have some, and you're not wasting your almonds. This is what it looks like, and I just kind of break it up there. Fine. I'll just set this aside because we're gonna have a little bit more to do. And go ahead and pour it in my jar. I'm actually gonna go ahead and strain both of these just one more time. I did get a little extra pulp. So if you want to be really careful and make sure you get, if you want to be really careful and make sure that you get all the little fine pieces out, go ahead and strain it twice. And there you have it. Homemade almond milk without all those additives, and it tastes a lot better and it's a lot cheaper. Let me know if you try it, and let me know in the comments, what do you use your almond milk for? Do you use it just to drink it? Do you use it with cereal? Do you make other recipes with it? Let me know.